They say the mate bond is destiny. But the night mine shattered, I learnt destiny can be cruel. I stood beneath the blood-silver moon, heart pounding, my wolf trembling, while the male, who was supposed to love me for a lifetime, looked at me like I was nothing. He rejected me with a coldness that carved into my soul, ripping the bond apart and leaving me drowning in silence. But fate wasn't finished with me, because the alpha who everyone feared, the ruthless king no one dared stand against, felt my scent on the wind. And he doesn't believe in love. He only believes in taking what the world owes him. And that night, he decided I was his, forever. Before we begin, tell me this. If destiny breaks you, would you still trust it when it comes back for you? Comment your answer. And make sure you follow, because this story is going to hurt and heal. My name is Alara Winter, daughter of the Crescent Healer line, marked by the moon and cursed by love. I wasn't supposed to become a symbol of heartbreak. I wasn't supposed to be thrown away like an unwanted promise. I was supposed to stand beside my fated mate, lead a pack, raise wolves who trusted the moon's will. Instead, I became the girl everyone whispered about, the girl who wasn't enough, the one who was rejected, and not just rejected, humiliated under the stars. I remember the night too clearly. The pack gathered in the clearing, torches burning, wolves watching, hearts pounding. Because that night was supposed to be sacred. That night was when the mate bond awakens, when the moon whispers and two souls collide. And that night, it did. When I inhaled, I smelled rain on pine, thunder and steel, warmth and danger tangled together. My chest tightened. My wolf whimpered. I knew. My mate was here. And when I turned, my world stopped. It was him, Stormhail, future alpha of Silverthorn, powerful, beautiful, respected, cold. His storm blue eyes locked onto mine. And for a heartbeat, the world was perfect. Until it wasn't. He blinked, his expression hardened, and destiny cracked. No, he said, loud enough for every wolf to hear, clear enough to shatter me. I reject you. Silence strangled the clearing. I choked on air. My wolf howled inside, clawing at the bond as it ripped. As power shattered through my veins, as the moon itself seemed to recoil. Storm turned his back on me, like I was a mistake, like I was unworthy, like I was nothing. And I collapsed. The rejection burned through my soul like molten iron. The mate thread snapped. The resonance died. The silence, after a bond breaks, is worse than pain. It's emptiness, a living death. I should have died from it. Most wolves weaken, some lose their minds, some never recover. But I did not break. Something inside me refused to, something ancient, something moonborn, something powerful. The healers dragged me away. Packs whispered. Wolves watched. And I lived, barely. But the world was not done with me. Because the night after Storm rejected me, the ruthless alpha came. And nothing, ever, stayed the same. Rejection scars don't heal like normal wounds. They sit under the skin, throbbing with silence, reminding you every day that you weren't chosen, that destiny saw you and decided you weren't enough. For weeks, I walked through existence like a ghost. My chest felt hollow. Food tasted like ash. The moon felt distant, like she had turned her face away. Every time I tried sleeping, I relived it. Storm's voice, Storm's eyes, Storm's back as he walked away. The pack pitied me. Some mocked quietly, some avoided me, because no one likes to stand near tragedy. They think it might rub off. My mother held me when I couldn't breathe. My father stood silent, anger burning in every line of his face. He wanted to challenge Storm, wanted to demand why, wanted to tear his throat out. But there are laws. A mate has the right to reject. Even destiny bows to pride sometimes. I thought my life would end inside this quiet agony. Then the nightmares began. Not from the past, from something worse. Every night I dreamt of silver fire, of claws, of war, of blood soaking the snow, of a wolf standing alone under a storm-ruined moon. And my heart burned like a brand. Magic stirred in my veins. Something old, something dormant. My mother noticed first. "Elara," she whispered one night, touching my cheek as my skin glowed faintly under the moonlight, veins pulsing with pale gold light. "Your bloodline, it's waking." The Crescent Healer line had always been strong. Spiritual wolves cared deeply to moon magic. But this wasn't healing. This was power, unstable, unforgiving, raw. My rejection didn't weaken the gift. It awakened it. And fate smelled blood. Because power never stays unnoticed. Especially not by wolves who hunt control. Especially not by the Alpha King of Blackridge, Draven. The ruthless Alpha. He doesn't believe in love. He doesn't accept destiny. He doesn't trust the moon. He only trusts strength. And word of mine reached him. The night he arrived, the wind itself seemed to bow. Blackridge wolves poured into our land like shadows of war. Towering, armored, dangerous, eyes glowing like predators who never learned to be tame. The pack trembled, because Blackridge isn't just another pack. Blackridge is feared. Blackridge destroys. Blackridge has only one law. The strong survive. The weak kneel. Love is a weakness. Emotion is a liability. Bonds are chains. And their alpha represents it all. They say Draven tore his way into power with blood and war. That he burned his old pack's laws to ash. That he killed an alpha beneath the moon, without shifting. They say his wolf can silence an entire field with a look. They say he doesn't feel. And he walked straight into our territory like a storm-wearing skin, tall, cold. Beautiful in a way that hurts, eyes like shadowed steel, aura heavy enough to crush a lesser wolf to their knees. And when he inhaled, he froze. Because destiny whispered, not gently, not kindly, but sharply. Like a blade dragged across fate, his gaze snapped toward me. Across distance, across crowds, across fear. Our eyes locked, and the world went silent. No mate bond pulsed, no thread hummed. But something older than both did. Something dangerous, something binding. The moon didn't sing, but my magic did. And Draven's wolf growled. The ruthless alpha took one step toward me, and every pack wolf stepped back, because his aura hit like a thunderclap. Heavy, crushing, dominant, authority dripping off every breath he took. He didn't ask permission. Blackridge wolves do not ask. He stopped inches from me, towering, shadows clinging to him like they refused to let go. His scent wrapped around me. Cold rain, night steel, wild forests where hope doesn't grow. My wolf trembled, not with fear, with recognition she didn't understand. His voice rolled from his chest like thunder spoken quietly. You. Just one word. But it sank into my bones. My mother stepped forward. Alpha Draven, with respect, this is Crescent. He cut her a look. She went silent. Everyone did. He looked back at me and said the last thing I expected. Come with me. It wasn't a request. It wasn't an invitation. It was a claim, Storm's rejection had left a wound. Draven's gaze felt like chains, but somewhere deep in my chest where the broken bond still lingered, something flickered. Not warmth, not love, not hope. Something darker, something that whispered, "This man, Gatros, could ruin you." And the worst part, some broken, aching part of me, didn't care, because being nothing hurts worse than being claimed, even by a ruthless alpha who doesn't believe in love. Act 2. The Alpha Who Doesn't Believe in Love. Blackridge territory felt like a different world. No laughter, no softness, no false warmth, just discipline, strength and fear. Stone fortresses instead of cozy cabins. Silent warriors instead of friendly faces. Cold moonlight instead of comfort. And in the center of it all, Draven. He led with iron control. No wasted movement, no hesitation, no mercy. When he spoke, wolves obeyed. When he commanded, the earth itself seemed to listen. When he walked, the world made space. He wasn't brutal for chaos. He was brutal for survival. His pack thrived because fear kept them sharp. War made them strong. Emotion made them weak. So he killed it inside himself. Which made one thing unbearable. He didn't understand why I affected his wolf. He didn't want to, and he refused to acknowledge it. On my first night there, he cornered me in the moon hall, a towering stone chamber where silver light poured like rivers across carved floors. His eyes burned into me, jaw clenched, like he was holding back a war. "This thing between us," he growled quietly. "It isn't the mate bond." "I know," I breathed, because I didn't feel the mate thread. I just felt something else. "Then it is nothing." He turned away, like dismissing me would erase the feeling, except his wolf wouldn't let him. Every time I walked into a room, his eyes found me. Every time I scented the air, his scent found me. Every time I breathed, his aura pressed closer. It wasn't love, it was possession. And it terrified him more than anyone. Because Draven doesn't love. He believes love destroys alphas. He believes bonds weaken leaders. He believes emotion invites ruin. Once, he did believe. Once, he trusted destiny. Once, fate betrayed him. No one speaks of her. The she-wolf who died. The one who taught him never to love again. He buried that part of his heart. And now, I stepped onto the grave, which meant I became a threat. But my magic made me valuable. Blackridge had enemies, war packs rising, bloodline curses moving, a prophecy whispering about a lunar flame who would change the war. That was me, the rejected girl, the unwanted mate, the one with moon fire in her veins. And Draven wasn't letting me go. "Stay," he commanded one night, when I tried to argue I didn't belong here. "I don't obey you," I whispered. Silence. The room thickened. His gaze darkened. He stepped closer. Power rolled off him. Heavy, magnetic, terrifying. The air vibrated with suppressed dominance. My breath hitched as his aura wrapped around me, pressing, testing, warning. "Every wolf obeys me," he said softly. But his eyes didn't look like a tyrant's. They looked tired, lonely, haunted. "I am not your possession," I whispered. Something sharp flashed in his eyes. Not anger, fear. "My pack needs you," he said instead. "That matters more than your pride, more than your pain, more than anything. Not your heart, not your tears, not your healing, just your usefulness." Blackridge, alpha logic. He turned to leave, but his wolf hesitated. His shoulders tensed, his jaw clenched, and then, quietly, As long as you are here, he murmured. No one touches you. You are under my protection. It wasn't love. It wasn't affection. It was claim. And for a girl who had been discarded like worthless air, being protected felt dangerously close to comfort. Meanwhile, fate sharpened its claws. Because Storm returned to my world, and destiny doesn't forget debts. The night it happened, the moon bled red. Wolves whispered, prophecies stirred. Warloom howls echoed across multiple territories. The sound that means enemies are moving. Pack shifting, power rising. Blackridge prepared for war. So did Storm. He came with his pack, not to fight Draven, but to take me back. My heart stuttered the moment I smelled him. That familiar scent of storm rain and pine sliced through the air like memory turned into a blade. I froze. Draven felt it. His wolf snapped. He turned slowly, eyes darkening, aura flaring in silent warning as Storm stepped into Black Ridge territory like he had any right. They faced each other, like two storms about to collide. Power, authority, hatred. Storm's gaze finally landed on me. His chest rose sharply. Elara, hearing my name in his voice hurt more than rejection. I swallowed. I hated that my heart knew him. I hated that my soul remembered him. I hated that the wound still bled. What do you want? Draven's voice was ice. Storm's jaw clenched. I came to fix a mistake. The world tilted. Fix? He rejected me like trash. Now he wanted me back? I laughed. I couldn't help it. It sounded broken. Storm's gaze flinched. Elara, he said again, stepping closer. I was wrong. I was scared. I was manipulated. Draven stepped between us, a wall of shadowed fury. She does not belong to you, he growled. The earth trembled. The wolves watching instinctively bowed under the weight of his aura. Storm snarled. She is my mate. You rejected her, Draven roared, voice cracking thunder through the ground. Silence fell like ash. Draven rarely lost composure. This wasn't calm dominance. This was barely restrained rage. Storm's voice dropped. The bond didn't break entirely. I feel her. I never stopped. The moon never fully released us. My chest tightened. My wolf whimpered painfully. He was right. I still felt echoes sometimes. Quiet, distant, lingering. Storm's eyes softened. I didn't reject you because you weren't worthy, he whispered. I rejected you because I thought you deserved better than the curse hanging over me. I thought I was sparing you. Storm has always been noble, too noble, noble enough to break me, thinking he was saving me. My heart never stopped calling your name, he said softer, and I hated that I felt tears. But then, a stronger heartbeat drowned his out. A darker presence, a colder gravity. Behind me, Draven's wolf growled, low, lethal, possessive. He stepped closer, chest brushing my back, heat, power, a warning to the world. She is mine, he said quietly. Not love, not pleading, not soft, claim, pure, absolute, unapologetic. Storm bared his teeth. You don't believe in love, Draven. You don't deserve her. Love is irrelevant, Draven replied. What matters is that I will never abandon her. I will never break her. I will never leave her bleeding under the moon because my pride trembled. Storm flinched like he'd been punched. Draven wasn't done. I don't need to believe in love to protect what is mine. The wind howled. The moon burned brighter. My chest tightened painfully. Storm offered love drenched in sorrow and regret. Draven offered no love at all. only devotion, forged in iron. And yet, my wolf leaned back toward Draven, toward safety, toward strength, toward the alpha, who didn't run from responsibility. Storm's eyes broke. I saw it in them. Regret so deep it hurts to breathe. And I will always love the piece of my soul that remembers him. But the girl who collapsed under a rejection moon, she died that night. The woman standing now, she belonged to no past. I forgive you, I whispered. Storm's breath shuddered. But that doesn't mean I'm coming back. Silence. Pain rippled across his face. Tears burned mine. The mate bond pulsed weakly, then softened. Not breaking violently, easing, releasing, letting go like a final sigh. Storm bowed his head. For what it's worth, I loved you, he murmured. I know, I whispered back. And sometimes, knowing still hurts. He turned. He didn't fight. He didn't force. He just walked away, like the first time. Except this time, I wasn't left shattered. I was left standing, stronger, and as Storm disappeared, Draven exhaled like he'd been holding the sky. But the war that was coming didn't care about heartbreaks. Blood magic rose that night. Curses awakened. War packs moved. And I wasn't done breaking, because protecting Blackridge meant burning. The prophecy wasn't poetic. It wasn't kind. It didn't promise love. It promised fire. The lunar flame will burn her heart to save the Alpha King. That was me. Draven was the Alpha King destined to fall, unless I paid the price. War came like thunder. Claws clashed under blood-silver moonlight. Wolves screamed. Magic roared. The world burned. And Draven stood in the heart of battle. Unstoppable. Terrifying. Beautiful. Until the curse struck. A spear of black-veined magic pierced through his chest. Not physical. Spiritual. Straight toward his wolf. His body stumbled. For the first time, Draven looked afraid. His knees buckled. His wolf howled inside him. The curse was designed for him. For the man who couldn't afford to love. Because the curse didn't kill power. It killed feeling, emotion, instinct, soul. It hollowed. I ran. Magic ignited through my veins like silver lightning. Moonfire exploded from my palms. My heartbeat synced with lunar rhythm. My veins burned with ancient heat. I didn't think. I didn't choose. Destiny did. I grabbed his face as he collapsed. His skin was cold. Raven. His eyes were emptying, emotion draining, heart shutting down. That's when I realized. The prophecy wasn't saying the flame would destroy my heart physically. It meant I had to burn my heart open. I had to feel. I had to love. Even if he wouldn't. Even if he couldn't return it. Even if the man I loved didn't believe in love. Tears streamed down my face as moonfire surged through my chest into his. My soul split open. Every ache, every fear, every heartbreak, every moment I wished I didn't feel, I gave it to him. Pain, hope, grace, love. Pure, terrifying, unconditional. Not the love that expects something back. The love that saves even if it leaves you empty. The ground glowed. The moon howled. My heart screamed. Feel, I whispered through tears. Even if you hate it, feel. His chest seized. His hands crushed my wrists. His wolf roared. Emotion flooded his eyes like a dam breaking. Rage, fear, pain, wonder, and something he hadn't let himself touch since the day he buried love beneath armor, need. The curse shattered into ash. Draven gasped like a drowning man, breaking the surface. He grabbed me, dragging me against him, burying his face against my neck, like his soul anchored to mine. I told myself, love doesn't exist. He breathed shakily. That it only destroys. That it only takes. My tears hit his skin. He lifted my face, and for once, he didn't look like a ruthless monster. He looked like a man, a terrified, stubborn, battle-scarred alpha who finally realized he felt. I don't know how to love, he whispered like a confession. That's okay, I whispered back. I do. He laughed softly, broken, healing, in awe. His fingers trembled against my cheek. Then teach me. The war didn't end that night. But something inside him did. The belief that love is weakness, the lie that emotion makes you vulnerable, the terror that caring costs too much. He chose me, not because destiny shoved us, not because the moon demanded, not because magic forced him. He chose me because he wanted to. Blackridge wolves howled in relief. The prophecy fulfilled. Draven stood, not as the alpha who doesn't believe in love, but as the alpha who is finally brave enough to try. And me, I was no longer the girl who was rejected. I was the Luna who rose from it. The woman destiny refused to break, the heart strong enough to burn and live. I was once the girl destiny abandoned under a bleeding moon. But now I stand beside the ruthless alpha who swore he'd never love, as the only wolf he'll ever risk his heart for under the stars.